For a day or two, and then we'll get back to temperatures a little bit closer to normal. And it looks like that will finally break this wet pattern, but it's going to be probably close to the end of the week before we see that happening. So take a look at this radar right now, tracking a few showers and some heavier downpours. Again, notice a lot of dry areas out there, but where the rain has come down, it's come down pretty heavily. It's been working its way from the east to the west on that coastal breeze. And now we are still seeing some of that heavier rain through parts of Isle of Wight County right now, up around Smithfield and over towards Morgarts Beach and back towards Bethany Church Road. And that extends over towards Battery Park. Picks up a little bit more through parts of Norfolk, especially towards Colonial Place and towards Glenwood Park up towards the base and back across areas of Portsmouth. This is Craney Island right in here. So right down there towards Kingman, we're seeing some of that heavier rain. And through parts of the peninsula and the middle peninsula, we're seeing some of those showers as well. Gloucester County from Gloucester Point up towards Ordinary, we're seeing some of those showers as well. This is all because of those onshore flow coming in. We've got a front that moved through a couple of days ago, and it's off towards our south, but we've got this coastal front that's sort of just been waving back and forth, and that's been the impetus for some of these showers and some of the heavier downpours. Notice Futurecast still calling for those to push off towards the west, so scattered evening showers through the rest of the evening, and then later tonight I think things will try to dry out just a little bit. Partly cloudy skies overnight, and through the day tomorrow we'll start the day with partly sunny skies. Notice a few showers developing across North Carolina by about midday, and into the afternoon we'll call for those scattered showers. Temperatures back up into the low to mid 80s. Our normal high is around 76, 77, so still a little bit above normal for this time of year tomorrow. Things wind down tomorrow evening, and then once again as we get into the day on Wednesday, we'll see scattered showers and possibly a few thunderstorms popping up during the afternoon. I don't think it'll be quite as wet on Wednesday, so we'll say about a 30% chance of rain. Also, with the southerly component of the wind, notice those temperatures climbing. I'm going 88 degrees for a high temperature on Wednesday. In the meantime, the tropics, still three systems that we're watching. We have subtropical storm Leslie. Kirk fell apart a little bit earlier, could possibly redevelop as it makes its way off towards the west, closer to the Lesser Antilles. And this, we've been talking about it throughout the weekend, this area of low pressure between Bermuda and the Bahamas. There is about a 50% chance that it could try to develop into something tropical as it works its way closer to the North Carolina coastline and then starts to curve out. I think the main thing it'll do is spread some showers and maybe some heavier rain into our neck of the woods by late Wednesday into Thursday, something that we will certainly continue to watch. Cloudy skies, we've got the rain up across the peninsula. In Hampton right now, 76 degrees, easterly winds at 11 miles per hour. At 71 in Richmond, though 78 in Ahoskie, 85 in Hertford, where you've seen a little more sunshine, 80 in Kill Devil Hills, and 74 degrees in Matthews. So for tonight, scattered evening showers, partly cloudy, 72, and then partly sunny tomorrow. Showers mainly in the afternoon, 85 degrees, and by Wednesday we're up to 88 with a 30% chance of a few isolated showers or a thunderstorm. Looking wet on Thursday, 79, and then morning showers on Friday should clear out by late in the day. And then as we get into the weekend, partly to mostly sunny skies, temperatures around 80 degrees.